like and subscribe. And please, for the love of God, will you comment? All right, so I'm running out of material here. It's hard to be creative when you've been up all night at work and then you come home and you have to stay up for most of the market and then you go to bed and you wake up 2 hours later and your mind's too wired to even go back to sleep. So you stay up and you eat and you clean and then you do a video and then you go to the gym and then you go back to work and you do it all over again. But here's the thing. It's always better to be productive than to be lazy. If you're sitting around the house all day, not getting shit done, you feel 10 times worse. So you should never complain about being consistently active. Boredom causes problems. That's when you jerk off to porn. That's when you eat too much cake and cookies. That's when you sit there and watch TV and smoke cigs and drink alcohol. It's all out of boredom. So keep yourself productive. Keep the eyes on the prize. As cliche and gay as that sounded, it's so true. You gotta stay focused and keep moving forward. That's all I'm trying to do going into the first of the year. We're dealing with tax selling. We're going to deal with losses. Yeah, that's why I'm celebrating like a 1% green day today, because at least it was green. And finding green in a sea of red, sometimes, again, it's not going to the moon. It's the space in between. You must explore the space in between. If you're in and you get 80 to 90 to 100% gain and you aren't selling, then you're doing it wrong. You're a dreamer. You're a gambler. You need to quit, reevaluate your entire life, your heart, your soul, your mind, everything. And I'm not talking about going to a therapist. I'm talking about you got to sit down and reflect, meditate, learn to be alone, sit there in a corner if you have to, and think about, what am I doing wrong? Because there's a lot of people that have been doing this for a very long time. I'm not going to name names, but they're out there, and there's plenty of them that still just don't seem to get it. So it's the end of the year. Nothing's going to happen. Off of that, I got to talk about what we're looking for in 2023. I want a big year, 2023. I want to make $250,000 in the market. And coming from what I have now, that might seem like a lot, but you have to have strong goals. And you have to focus on those goals for the entire year. It's not going to be like, I'm going to make $250,000 next year. And then like a weekend, I'm like, whatever, fuck it. I don't need to do the stocks as much. No, it's got to be consistent for a year. Things take time. You're not going to get it overnight. And that's why I'm saying, if you're up 80, 90, 100% in the stock, you now have double the money. So let's say that's in a day, and that's $2,500. You notch that down against your $250,000. Before you know it, that dream will become a closer reality. And then when it becomes March, April, May, sometime around there, and you have a lot more capital, then you can start making moves and start pushing. But you'll realize that $2,500 burger money is a lot of money over time. It's a shit ton of money over time. So, that's what? That's 40, that's like $500,000 a year. And people will literally be like, that's burger money. Like, no. So basically, my whole point of today is don't get sucked into these companies. They're obvious scams. Anything that I'm usually talking about is a born-again scam. It's not real. It's a shed in the middle of the woods in Nigeria. And there's not even woods in Nigeria. There's people that are literally talking about crypto hotels. If you seriously believe that, quit trading, and maybe you might even need to see a therapist. I don't even believe in therapists, but you have such deep-rooted issues that if you really think a crypto hotel is viable, then reevaluate your entire life. If you think some Chinese graphene company is going to steal the lion's share, starting at dub 11 on the stock market in a penny sheet with a planted CEO ran by private equity who hate you, if that's what you think, then quit and reevaluate your entire fucking life. okay? Not just your strategy, not just your charting, not just your due diligence, your entire life. Because something's wrong up here. Something's wrong up here. You have to be, it's called the 80-20 rule. 80% of people just want to follow the leader, or they'll always answer to authority. Basically, everybody getting facts, whatever. I'm not going to get into those political sides of it. But literally, 80% of people will just follow. You have to be a leader, and you have to take your own hand and walk yourself down the path. And it's going to be narrow. You're going to have to give sacrifices. You're going to have to sacrifice going out with your friends every day. You're going to have to sacrifice by being quote unquote alone. You're going to have to sacrifice by eating healthy and not feeling like a fat piece of shit 24/7. That's how it works. So be a leader, be the 20%. Don't follow what these companies tell you. Understand that they're scams. Look into them for yourself. Don't just follow what other people are pumping you into doing, because that's the whole point, is people pump you into it, and if you don't know these things, you will lose, because they will take your money. The more the pump, the more I'm selling. The more the bash, the more I'm buying. Reverse your psychology, and if you can't, then go work for another company, or start your own company, or I don't give a shit what you do. Sell socks on the goddamn train. But whatever you do, if you believe that these penny stocks are the next big thing and that is your strategy. All right, jumping right in here, guys. We're going to start with E-Tech. Remember, if you comment what you want to see on this green screen, I will put it up. Just leave it in there. It actually helps me, because then I can go through them, my messages or the comments from the previous video, and I can plug them right in, and I don't have to look for other stocks that I even might be interested in. I'd rather, I don't need to do this for myself as much as I want to do this for you guys. So if you want me to, or just get my opinion on it, again, don't take my advice as financial advice, but if you want to see it up on the board and want to hear what I have to say, then just plug it into the comments and I'll put it up on the chart. So E-Tech was one of the first ones that was commented yesterday. This looks good. I mean, it's riding a bottom here, at least it seems like. I mean, it looks like it to me. It had this hard crash down. I'm not exactly sure what caused it. Again, in the comments, you could always leave what you want me to say up here, because then I'll at least know what's going on, so I'll be able to dig a little bit deeper into it. So if it was an RS that caused the drop, then I'll talk about that. If it was heavy dilution from a offering, then I'll talk about that, whatever. And I'll look into maybe when it ends or whatever. But this, as of just the chart, it looks great. I mean, your MACD is turned up. All I would look for here is volume. Once the volume comes in, you're going to be in good shape. I really do like this. Watch for, you need volume here, because you're pretty much pinched on the Bollinger Bands, and it's just silent. It's a merger waiting to happen, but as I know, I mean, yes, it probably will eventually happen, but I'm not going to waste a lot of time waiting for it. You could buy here, but again, set your alerts for, let's say, 0.0011. Okay, and if you get that alert and you go to E-Tech and you're like, wow, there's fucking 200 million share volume and it's only 9 a.m. On the West Coast, then you say, oh, okay, this might be what happened. Okay, you always want to keep your alerts. So that's E-Tech. WSRC, next recommendation, saying that it could be close. Now, this kind of looks like a perfect Elliott wave to me. An Elliott wave is basically one flag, two flags, three flags. Then you're going to get what it says in an Elliott wave, which tends to happen. These things run on algorithms, so they're patterns. You could get another pop up, but I would say it would go in line with, you'd probably get a pop up to maybe 10 cents, a little bit over 10 cents, 11 cents, 12 cents. But then I see that coming back down harsher and then up again and then harsher. I don't know what this stock is about. I mean, your MACD is actually really solid. Your RSI is pretty good. So, I mean, I'm if they have an upcoming catalyst, again, he might have even said this. I just didn't have time to read through them correctly or in depth. So, there could be something coming up. Maybe there's a catalyst on January 5th, and that means that it's going to get bought into that. Could that rise above the 52-week high? Very possible. It's not that it's a perfect looking trading chart. You're actually also getting a W here, which if it spikes above that, I mean, you might be able to get back to 14. I'm just not seeing enough here until I see a lot of volume over 14 and something ridiculous come out. And if I can zoom out, I would have to look more in depth. But, you know, it's not bad. I don't hate it. I'm not saying don't buy it. I'm just seeing a perfect Elliott wave here, or very close to it. And it just scares me at this price, just because it's all, but I don't know what to say, because I really don't have a good or bad thing to say about it. It's pretty much just is what it's a neutral stock for me. GTII, this is one I missed because I did not set an alert on it. I kind of wrote it off, which was dumb. Again, it's so crucial to set alerts. It really is. It makes you, it like literally takes you and puts you on a different level. I'm not kidding. Like if you're on the 5th rung of the ladder and there's 10 rungs, you're up to the 8th, just on that alone, just because it will keep your mind on the right things at the right times, because you can do all the research and then you can plug it into an alert. Whereas if you don't have that alert, you're kind of all over the place and it's completely unorganized. So just organize yourself. Think about it. Anybody that's truly organized always has shit together. So, you know, that's always something that I've had to work on, is organization. So make sure you're setting your alerts, and you'll be a much better trader. So this is, yeah, I mean, this thing just went swoop. Now it's coming back down. Harsh rate candle today. You know, it's like you look at these things, you're like, oh, I would have bought here and I would have sold there. Who knows? You know, it actually is a very interesting pinch point there on that cup. But now it's giving you the handle. I don't see any. I don't know what had come out. Probably some bullshit news. Got a little bit of hype around it. It is a very thin stock. It did come out up to the trend line, and now it's pushing back down. I'm not going to touch it. I'm not saying that it's bad. I just think I missed the run. It went from 50 cents to $2. Fuck, I missed it. Maybe wait for a pullback to 90 cents, right under $1. I would probably pick some of this up, but I'm definitely not buying it here, especially with the daily reversal candle that you just got today. Now, your MACD doesn't look bad. That's why I'm saying, your technicals, just give them a little bit of cool-off time. Going down to 90 cents isn't that hard. It's not, what is that? I mean, it is, 30%, but that happens in these stocks all the time. So yeah, I buy 90, but don't buy here, in my opinion. Sorry if you're a pumper, there's nothing I can do for you. LGBS, this was another recommendation. Come on! That's the roids talking, because I was like literally that mad. So this thing just, I don't know what happened to it. Again, I got to start reading through the comments a little bit more thoroughly. I got to get more on a routine, because I am a little bit busy right now, so I got to stick things in where I can. This thing did have a harsh drop, usually on this type of harsh drop, all the way down to trip 2, but now you're getting in like, I don't usually trade these this low. If it's trip 2, you get one tick, you're at what, like 35%? No, you're at 50%. If you're at 1, you get to 2, and you're able to sell 2, that's 100%. But it's so risky to buy trip 1. That's why a lot of people will just dump like 10 grand into a bunch of these and then just wait, because eventually something usually comes up, and if it runs to, 001 or even more, a penny, then you're making like 1,000 to 10,000% gains. That's huge. So if you have enough in your account, I don't fuck with these, because like my account's too small right now to be risking losing 50% on a tick. BEGGY, this is one I keep my eye on. Have my alert set. I had my alert set for 5 because I wanted 5, and wow, did they dump it? If I can get 5s, I'm in here without a thought. It has a very low share structure. It's due for news as fuck. I mean, this thing is known for going on runs. I've traded twice successfully, which usually if you can do that, then you want to continue, like use it as a hot stock for you because it tends to say that you know what you're doing with that stock. There's other stocks where you can buy and you're like, I just can't get this one. You buy it twice, you're like, nah, I'm just not touching that again. That kind of what happened with GTII for me was I just couldn't trade it correctly. Then I forgot about it, and then it runs 400%. Yeah. So that's sick. But BEGGY, yeah, 5 all day. BEGGY 5 all day. It doesn't even matter. Again, they could sell they could sell slugs at a slug store. I'd buy it. ONCS. This is going to be my pick of the rest of the week. This is my top pick just because it's safe. I'm not willing to bet too much in anything now besides something like this, which it's not going to give you the world. It's not going to make you a millionaire. I'm going to zoom in a bit here. It's tough to see on this chart, and it looks just like a flat line, but this is a lot of movement. I mean, there was, one of these green candles is like 40%. You got it's probably going to run to 2 by the end of the week. So if I can make that 170 to $2, if I can make that, what is that, like 20%, I'm very fine with that going into the end of the year. In the holidays, if you can make 20%, that's great. That's all I have right now. It's the only stock I own, just because I do not want to get thrash 30% or 40% to go into the new year. I want to start off the new year fresh. I want to keep what's in my account at least, maybe try and add to it, and then keep my money coming in from work, all invested, spend less next year, not go out as much, even though I barely go out at all. It's not about fun. It's about, next year is all about getting to the next level. So that's my focus, and I think that ONCS is a great buy, especially in the 160s. If you can get it in the 170s, sell up near 2, great. They might come out with news. I could see this even, it looks like a W to me. Now, if I'm looking at this on a different chart, I can really see something here. There is a possibility that it could really lift off. It's a super micro thin float. There's 80 million in the float, or like 8 million in the float, or like 800,000 in the float. I don't even know, but it's so small that any amount of selling or buying, especially if the algorithms or the market makers, whatever you want to call them, let it go, buy. CGRA, I'm thinking news next week. Just the way that it's reacting, I thought it looks, and this is a very good sign. I mean, it's flatlining. You have the mid band at 5 cents. That's more than a double here. So if you can just get, some type of news, it's a thin stock, and it's going to hit it hard. This thing runs hard. It ran all the way from like really fucking low to really fucking high, really fucking quickly. Okay, so this is a good stock. I'm looking for 5 cents on news. Your MACD looks great. Your RSI is fine. Everything is good. This is a great stock, especially with some pumper scammer running it, because they need to get the price up. They're not going to let this fall. The story's not over. BIEI, same thing. Story not over, but you're not going to get any news in these stocks, and OTCs especially, because everyone's on vacation, bro. Like, nobody's like PRing. They don't give a fuck right now. They've already made their money for the year. They've already robbed you blind, and they're on a yacht doing fucking Christmas lines. Okay, so yeah, this is it's clearly coming back. It's clearly coming back to 3 at the gap fill, previous resistance, which has now become support, which happens to be right at the gap fill with the middle band that we respect, like a slave to its master, a fucking son to his abusive father, a genie to his slave, not to his slave, to his master as well. So they're all there, and somebody's like, "Well, no, that can't happen. No, because I have so much pride that I did the right thing and I didn't sell in the 6s, and then I was greedy and I had 100%, but I didn't sell it, and then I had fear now, so I sold it on the downturn." Don't sing that tune, bro. Don't sing that tune. It's not a happy one. You don't skip while you sing it. You jerk off to try and get a little bit of an adrenaline rush because you're depressed. Coming back to 3, without a doubt, probably oversell down to 28, bang, bang, pop, pop. I'm going to get in there like swimwear, baby, and I'm going to have cash to do it. Have cash on the sideline. It's important. DBMM. a perfect flag coming back down to 0.015, a penny and a half. Obviously, I mean, if you don't see that, then your brain doesn't work. It's a perfect flag. This is why I said, if you bought in and you caught that 100% off the bottom, off that middle band, look at the respect and the green dildo right after it. But now you're getting slammed in the bung hole. Now you're getting slammed in the dung hole, okay? So now you have to just pull that shit out and be like, yo, whoa, chill. I'm not trying to get raped. So what do? You sell. Okay, and you wait for a penny and a half, and don't let anybody on the boards tell you, duh, paper hands, paper hands. They're all lying. They're all idiots. They already made their decision to lose money, because if they're still in the stock, they're dumb. Or they're in at a price way or lower than you are. So stop listening to people and make your own decisions. But it's coming back to a penny and a half, and I'll have nothing else to say about it. I don't care what they do. I know that I've traded this when it was on the gray sheets, Brett. I know the stock. I'm not new to it. I know what's going on. I know there was like a lawsuit, and now that's over, and now they're pink current sick, dude. Like, does it deserve to be 2 pennies? Probably not. It's a penny stock. It's not that it's overbought. It actually probably is okay here. This is probably, like I said, a penny and a half. You're probably safe, because they're going to start to run a PR campaign. I'm not shitting on the stock. I'm just saying, for anybody, and I know there will be those people that says, you're an asshole for saying it's going down. No, I'm just telling the truth. Okay, I'm just telling the truth. I'm here to tell the truth, and only the truth. Only the truth will be told. That is literally the slogan here, dude. I can't lie, so I have to tell you the truth as far as I am concerned, okay? GVSI. This is a cult stock. Everybody seems to love this pup. I've traded it before. It's just taken goddamn 60 years, and I don't have 60 years. So, now it's moved up. I don't know if I can buy this yet. I don't think I can. I think it's only moving on Canadian money, or people that still had shares before you got locked out and couldn't buy it. So, if you were holding for a year and a half sick, dude, I mean, like, I would have rather just had that money, personally. But if you're waiting for a big thing here, if George Sharp does make it go, great, I'll hop in when it goes current. Same thing with DBMM, very similar thing. It goes current, it gets movement, but now let's see how they follow through. MOAN. Again, really, dude? Like, for real, dog? This is just a perfect, now I would wait for a little bit of a leveling out here, and then you're probably going to get another run eventually, and who knows how high it goes, or maybe you continue south. I'm not sure. I know that there is tremendous amounts of dilution in the stock, and I will say it every night. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. It might be at a good price here. I'm not saying that it's not a good buy right now. But whenever you get any type of run, like, look, I mean, it's very vividly obvious, is whenever you get a pop, they're going to fucking dump on your face. And they're going to do it continuously until they have enough money to run a fucking car company, okay? It's a car company. It's not like you have zero overhead. They're not selling shit on Amazon, okay? There's tremendous amounts of overhead in an auto manufacturer? Like, are you kidding me? That's why Tesla sucks ass, because there's so much, it's so hard, there's so much competition, and the competition has been there since like Henry Ford, and 3,000 years, no, obviously not, he invented the car, I'm an idiot, but still, I mean, like, literally, there's already so much in the marketplace. You have to be above and beyond to start a new car company, like Genesis, starting to pick up a little bit. Will they last? Not sure. There's Lucid, there's like all these new car companies that absolutely get diluted to shit because there's so much dilution to happen. It's just the way of the world. That's what it is. There's tremendous overhead. You believe in the company, great, but it's still going to get dumped on your mouth. SNTX, SNTX. I saw this and I was like, because I have like a share of this. I don't even know why. I think I accidentally like bought it one day. But like, what happened? I don't think anything happened, and it went absolutely tankadocious because it's so thin. And I like this because this might be an opportunity. I actually saw it and I was like, fuck, I want to kind of buy that. But someone stuck $1 million on 4-1, so I was like, all right, well maybe tomorrow somebody, or maybe they will have a lack of news. I just want to get something on the ask. I want to blast the ask. I don't want to sit there all day on 4 on top of somebody else's million. I think that, like, I don't know. It's like an accumulation stock. You got to grab at the bottom because when this thing does run, it will run. So it's a good buy. It's a good buy. There's not much to it, really. ENZC. Rough day. Wow. See, I mean, look, dude, this is not only tax selling, but this is also the company diluting. And this is what they tend to do a lot, bro. Whatever you want to believe is great, but I'm just telling you the truth. Now you're closing underneath the middle orange band. Your MACD is shit. Your RSI is shit. You got a lot of room to drop. You're probably looking at a double bottom down near 2 something. It's just, you know, these things, look at the sideways trading as well. You know, you get these little pops and you want to sell them. You get this big pop off the bottom, you sell it. You get this little pop, you sell it. You get this little pop. I mean, you don't have to buy and sell all of these, but if you're in and you get a pop like that, it's better to take the risk of selling there and not making as much money than risk not selling and losing. Tesla, you know, I don't even have to pull up this chart. It did have a green day today. It was tanking hard. Now it's popping. Very good. You know, I'm glad that it's getting some relief. I don't know how much relief that's going to be. It's probably going to get demolished. I'm not saying that it might get back to 150, but I think it is going to go under 100 again. I think that it's going to be an issue. I don't think that company is worth $400 billion, whatever it is in market cap. I don't think that the 1,600% it ran and now it's dropping is a good thing. It's just overbought and bloated. And Elon and insiders are all selling shares. Just, you know, I can't really say a good thing about that stock because there's just too much competition as well. Unfortunately, because I have friends in it, and it's like, you know, but I got to tell the truth. Only the truth will be told. AMC, absolute piece of shit. I mean, this is my favorite stock to look at because I just laugh. It's unbelievable that people actually believed that AMC was worth $70. It was actually even funnier that they believed that it was worth $300. They were thinking that it was going to run an extra they were thinking it was going to go from $2 to $200 on a short squeeze. What planet do you live on? Do you realize that the shorts are hedge funds? Do you realize that the hedge funds have connections with Washington? Do you realize that the politicians are the scummiest pieces of dirt on the bottom of my shoe that you can possibly find? I'm not just talking about Democrats. I'm talking about Republicans and Democrats and independents or anybody on that fucking street. What are you talking about? Bro, no, things don't work like that. I mean, if for whatever reason, if it was listen, you're never going to beat the fucking system, bro. And this is the system. The system is rigged, always. It's rigged against you. They'll steal elections. They'll fucking do insider trading, even though it's illegal. That's why they don't have term limits. Why do you think they don't do term limits? Because all of them don't want term limits. Why? Because they're getting fucking insider information on the stock market. It's all about money. It's all about kickbacks. And you think that your little AMC apes are going to take you to the fucking sky? TPTW, liking the way this looks on the chart, real low. This is one that I bought and sold on the pop back, which was nice. It really did work out, and I was very happy about it because I had a lot of money in it. But now look, again, these charts will always look very similar. There will always be a pop and there will always be a drop. It's called a pump and then it's called a dump. That's what this is. It's not very hard. You're going to get some stocks that are like, woo, but they're not very often. And wouldn't it be better to just sell the pops and buy the drops? Goodbye here. Look like it's going to 3-3. Could be a double up easy. GDVM. Like I said, I mean, I don't know, man. I keep thinking that this is going to go a little bit higher into the first, but I think people just know. I think this is a pretty obvious thing that they're not going to release news on New Year's Eve. No. Or the Friday before it. No. Maybe some random people will get news on Thursday, but I ain't betting on that. And if this thing gets pushed a little bit into January or any type of bad news comes out about a delay, if they say that it's delayed, you're fucked, dog. You're fucked. People don't want to wait 2 days in the fucking penny stock market. They're not going to wait a month, bruh. Or they're going to just sell and then wait for like a week before and then rebuy it when it's tanked 50 to 60%. That's how the game works. Bye. See ya. I'm out. I got to go to the gym.